Hey guys, welcome to a What's Up Wednesday! Hey guys, we got our new RV, and in our RV we got our washer and dryer. And just for note, if Alliance would have put the water on this side and the vent on that side, that'd have been great because the washer dryer doors open the other direction. Anyways, small side note. Anyways, with our washer and dryer, Tina's doing laundry. Hear it ding 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 ding. I think it's all done. Go in and check it. We got the E1F7 code. So we unplugged it, left it unplugged for a little while because that's what the book said. Plugged it back in, ran through a few loads. Same thing, did that a few times. Called customer service. They said try an alternate power outlet. So I actually got extension cord, ran outside the power pedestal, ran it inside, ran that through a few times, same issue. So called customer service back, and they said, well, you can take it in and send a tech, or just send you the part if you think you can do it yourself. It's not too bad. So I said, okay, we'll send us the part. I'm pretty handy. So I got to checking into it, looking for videos. There wasn't a lot of great videos out there on where the parts were at or whatever, but what I found out is that they sent me the parts. So the part's here in the box. Open it up and show you the part here. This control module. Seems simple enough. You think, oh, well, I'll just take a panel off, slide it in. What I found out was that the part is actually down in the bottom of the washer. So I actually have to move all of our stuff out. Take the little brackets off the bottom. You take the screws off the bracket, and then the bracket just slides to the side off the feet. And then you can move your washer out. So they got nice long hoses on the back for your washer. Our hoses had a zip tie fastened to the wall, so I had to take that off to make sure they would move. And then our drain hose, don't forget about the drain hose. It's not as long as the washing hoses, and it had an attachment too, so I took that off. Here in a minute I'll have to pull that up and try to secure that so it doesn't spill over the ground. But basically, what you've got to do is pull the washer out, put it on its side. There's a panel on the bottom you've got to take off, and then get to the circuit board so you can replace the board. So anyways, that's what I'm in the process of doing now. It is heavy, but there's not a lot of room in here for a couple of people. So the best way I found to scoot this out was I just wedged my hands underneath the washer and just slid it out. So that's what we're doing now. So I'm going to get the washer out. I folded the mattress back and then tried to weigh the mattress down some so it wouldn't flip back on us. I'll probably try to put the washer up here on the bed so I can work on it. Alright, let me get back to work. Pulled it out of here. These are long hoses on the back. The probably safest thing to do is to go ahead and disconnect the hoses from the washer. I don't really want to. So I think I have enough hose there that I can work with this and slide it up on the bed, so that's what I'm going to try to do. It's not the lightest thing in the world. But there it is. I have to be careful because my hose is over. Try not to spill a bunch of water. Got a little hook in here hanging on there. So anyways, I got it up there, so now I'm going to, if you come over here, you can look. There's a panel here on the bottom. You got to take off to access the stuff. So that's what I'm going to do now. Here we go. Hey guys, I got the panel off the bottom of the washer. There it is. I had 2 screws. One screw is here, one screw is up there, and I just had to loosen this one, slide in there. Be careful if you have it on its side when you loosen the screws. It can just fall on you. But here's the panel up here. Let me see if I can turn the light on here. Yeah, I don't know. There you go, I figured it out. So there's what we're looking for right here. I saw one guy, he mentioned that you got to loosen this up. So there's a little clip here to loosen up your drain hose. So I can slide that out so I can get in here to move this circuit modular board out of here. So we're gonna do that now. I think you have to there's little prongs on the side. I can't see them right there. They're wrapped in this heat shielding, but you just got to prop them, so you pop that piece out so you can move that hose. Guys, I'm still working on trying to figure out how to get the module out of here, but when I was looking, there's a little spot here. It's got this little plastic bracket here. That's basically a connection to connect to communications cable or something, maybe for diagnostics. But what I figured is I'll take these two screws out. I believe those are holding the module in on the other side. Take those out, it should come free. So that's what I'm gonna do now. All right, so once I got this little plastic clip out of this little hole right here, I was able to switch this board around, so now I can. Alright, so now I got this little clip out of this little hole right here, so now I can flip this around and begin to swap out the wiring, swap out the module. Here's the new module they gave me. On the sides here, little pins here, gently push those back, and then this cover will come off like so, and then you can get to all the plug-in stuff, I guess. There is the diagram that they gave me. That's all the directions they gave me. So I kind of tried to find things online and just kind of figure out how to get to it. So anyways, I'm gonna get to trying to swap these wirings out and see if I can get it back up and working. Machine in here because it's a lot easier, but there's some wiring underneath this panel. So you pull this little clip back, and then this slides. This door opens up. Use the term door very generically. It doesn't. It doesn't exactly give you the access you want, but there's a couple connectors that need to go down in there. 3 of them, I think, need to be connected. It's also where the fuse is there, you can see. So anywho, I'm gonna work on swapping these things out. Alright guys, so on these little clips here on the board, you just got to kind of wiggle these connectors a little forward and then gently wiggle them out. I'm going to work on the ones on the top here first. And I'm doing them one at a time so that I hopefully get them back where they need to go. Which is easier said than done. So wiggle that forward, just kind of wiggle it out there. Basically what I'm doing is going around all these connectors, prying this back, prying it up, and then going down the side here. Same thing, putting those out. And then over here you have these 2 connectors here that have to be pulled out and plugged in. So that's what I'm working on. So when you're pulling these plugs out for the doors, I think it's the door sensor, and these plugs that are under the hatch here, there's little bitty clips. There's one right there, and there's one right here. I ended up pulling this piece right off the board because I couldn't get it to release, but this sits down in there like that, and then you got to pry that piece up. So when you're prying it out, underneath where the wires are, there's a little clip you got to pry out to get this piece out. Same thing with this one. Conveniently, you know, or not, the little clip you need to release is underneath the wiring. And I ended up tearing that apart to try to get it out. So anyways, but without those clips releasing, these plugs won't come out, and they're still, even when they're released, they're really tight. So just be careful. I'll plug these back in now and try to get this thing back in here. I got it back together. I got the cover on, got all the wiring where it's supposed to be. I had to break the little flange off for the wire cover, so I ended up changing the shroud. That was a trick. There's plastic clips all the way around. Start with the big ones and work your way around gently, prying apart. And then there's little clips on the plastic for the main board. And you want to make sure that that part is making good contact, or actually it's slotted in there correctly, because if not, the housing won't go back together, this housing here. So I had to take it off. There's little slots for it to slide into, just be careful. And then I got it in there, got it slid back in the holes here, and got the screws back in. So now I'm putting the bottom plate back on the washer. I'm going to slide the washer back into the hole here. The little electric clips are keyed, so unless you're really forceful, you shouldn't be able to slide them into the slots easily, because they are keyed. So if the plugs won't go into the slot, you know, take it off, look at it, examine the other slots, and make sure you're not trying to put it in the wrong slot, because then you could mess it up. So anyways, I'm going to put this cover back on and slide the washer back in here. Hey guys, working on getting the washer back in here. It's a little wobbly, so I decided to try to balance the best I could, getting it back in here. Problem is, the part that's unbalanced the most is the back. So you have to pull the whole washer out to get to the back legs to adjust them, push it back, and then check it. And then when it's not right, pull it back out again, adjust it, check it, push it back. A whole lot of fun. And this thing is not light. So anyways, that's what I'm doing right now. Trying to make sure not to squish the hoses and stuff. Hopefully I'll have it all ready to go here shortly. I took the bottom plastic panel off the front just so I didn't ding that up or crack it or anything. So it just pops right off. But that's what I'm doing now. So we'll see how it goes here shortly. So once you manhandle this in and out like 50,000 times and think you've got it leveled, level one. You get to the point where you're looking for exact level, and at some point along the way you decide, you know, close is good enough. So pretty close, pretty close, pretty close. I think right to left's pretty dead on. And then trying to rock it backward, forward, sideways, diagonally. It's pretty solid. One thing you want to make sure you can still get your clamps on your feet here, so just slide that underneath there and make sure it slides onto the foot, because if it doesn't slide onto the foot, when you go to secure your washer, you're going to have a problem. So just make sure you still can slide that on the feet there. Make sure you can do that, because if you adjust it and you can't get your clamp on there, then you got to pull it out again and do it again. Make sure you don't squish your hoses behind. As I said earlier, make sure you have your water off when you start this. I didn't have to disconnect the hoses, but I still had the water turned off. And be mindful not to squish them underneath the washer. So then I've got to make sure my drain hose is back down in the drain back there. Back over here, right there, and then I'm going to reattach the screw there for that, and then I'm going to reattach my electric cord and zip tie my hoses up here against the wall, and then I'll turn the water back on and we'll fasten the feet down and we'll get a test going. So. And it is, that's what we got now. We'll give you an update later to let you know if it worked or not. Alright guys, so I started the washer up, ran part through a cycle. I put it on drain. Just wanted to check and see if had any leaks. So I'm back here looking to see if I got any leaks. Everything looks good. Tied up my hoses a little bit. Everything looks good over here. Double check everything. Don't want any leaks, so if I see water I got a problem. But got my hose fastened back down there so it doesn't pop out, and then I got my other hoses over here. So anyways, now I got it fastened back down here. This is nice and solid. It's pretty stable. And go ahead and run it through a regular cycle and see how it goes and go from there. All right, if you like our content, please like, comment, subscribe, and you know, share with a buddy. So we'll take you later. Bye.